All right, guys, we are back for UFC Fight Night. TAIRA versus Park Hyun-sung. Tatsuro TAIRA, Park Hyun-sung. It was supposed to be Amir Albazi versus TAIRA, but, you had to pull out. Man, dude, 2025 is the year of the fucking pullout. It's the year of the unk, man. The year of the unk and the pullouts. These are the two biggest things that we're going to be, hopefully we leave behind in 2026. I'm tired of these unks winning. They're pissing me off. And I'm tired of all these damn pullouts. They're also pissing me off. And they're really just ruining the sport. And the sport's already on a decline because of just bullshit matchmaking and all other kinds of dumb crap that keeps happening. But let's just get into it, man. We're in the fucking Apex this week. Woo, the Apex, yeah. And my shit's not loading. That's sick. Let's hit a refresh on that. And it's still not loading. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I have dial-up, guys. I live in a flea market. Dude, Jesus Christ, bro. Look at this. Torres Finney, pussy. What? Oh my goodness. We're having some technical difficulties, guys. We're having some fucking technical difficulties. Fuck it, we're going to Tapology. Tapology is reliable. I trust it more than Wikipedia, even though they show the same exact information. Bro. What is this, bro? Oh my fucking gosh, bro. UFC Fight Night. Click on the Fight Night. Yeah, this has never happened before. Jesus Christ, bro. Look at this. Yusuri Bilgaru, however you say that dumbass last name. That got canceled last minute after Torres Finney pulled out. Pussy. And then Francis Marshall, Austin Bashi got canceled. Muniz versus Andre Lima got canceled. And then TAIRA versus Albazi got canceled. And because of this, and then other fights even got canceled, but those cards are happening later. So we'll talk about that later. All right, let's just get into this freaking card, man. Ketlin Souza, Pierre Rodriguez. I believe that one's actually first. They have it switched over here. I was looking at it earlier on Google. I'm going to go with Ketlin Souza for the obvious reason. She's a guy. Just kidding. But she's very close to a guy. And if the closer you are to a guy, the more likely you are to win a fight, especially in these lower level rankings on women and for women's fighters. Ketlin Souza also did have a great win over Yasmin Jauregui. It seems like whenever Yasmin loses, she loses horrifically, and when she wins, it's just like, oh, this is a good decision. So, Ketlin Souza horrifically beat her ass, and so I'm going to go with Ketlin Souza, man. I've seen more from her versus Pierre Rodriguez. Pierre Rodriguez is a bit of an unknown, but from what I have seen, the very little I have seen, it's just, I'm not very impressed. Next, Austin Bashi, John Yanis. Austin Bashi famously was dethroned of being a hot new prospect by the world famous C-Rod, the prospect killer himself. But Austin Bashi is coming back in with a vengeance against a guy who's here on a 1 week notice, John Yanis. John Yanis he's okay, he's just a regional guy. He's being sacrificed. So let's let him be sacrificed and forget about him. Let's wash our hands with this after this weekend. And Austin Bashi is going to get the win. That one's a lock. I'm going to go ahead and say that one's a lock on the card. So I got Austin Bashi, Ketlin Souza, Rafael Estevam, Felipe Muniz. I'm going with Estevam. I think the biggest difference is the grappling. Muniz is he's an okay guy. He's all right. I don't really necessarily believe in his ability to really impose his will on somebody. And for those reasons, I'm going to go with Rafael Estevam. Neither of these guys are amazing, to be honest. This dude, we're talking prelims of the Apex. What do you want, bro? Off Rafael Estevam. Tresean Gore, Rodolfo Vieira. Before Tresean Gore got his ass whooped by fucking Marco Tulio, I would have picked him to win. But after that, and man, that was like 2 months ago, wasn't it? Or was it earlier than that? I feel like that was really, really recent. But, he got fucking destroyed. And I don't think Rodolfo Vieira is going to be able to destroy him in like a similar manner. But I think he can impose his will. He's very strong. He's very big. He's got a lot of physicality to him. I think it'll be probably competitive on the feet. Tresean Gore, he really isn't that great on the feet. He's okay. And then the little grappling he does have, I think Rodolfo Vieira will be able to easily sort of nullify any offense that Tresean Gore is trying to throw. So I think we're looking at a decision for Rodolfo Vieira. I would like Tresean Gore to get the win though, but we're looking at a decision win for Rodolfo Vieira. Nathan Fletcher, Rinya Nakamura. Oh man, I'm gonna go with Nathan Fletcher. Rinya Nakamura is just not good. He's just not impressed me in any way, shape, or form. You know, he's got a name. He's related to another famous Japanese person that has a last name called Nakamura. I forget his name. It's his brother, I believe, and he's also very good, or was very good. But I'm not impressed, dude. The Mu and Gaffarov fight, we're just like, what is going on? And then his win that he does have, it was an okay win. He's not impressive. Like he's not starching dudes. He's not easily like out grappling dudes. It's just like, okay, And the UFC is just obviously trying to get a bunch of Japanese guys in the UFC right now. I think they want to do a Tokyo card, and I'm here for it. So let's just get more of them. But let's get ones that are good. Is that too much to ask for? I'm going with Nathan Fletcher. Nick Klein, Andrei Pulyaev. I'm going with Andrei Pulyaev for the fact that he's Russian. No, I'm kidding. No, it's because he's cool. He's cool. He's a good fighter. He's durable. He can impose his will on people. Unlike Nick Klein, who got absolutely destroyed by Mansour Abdul Malik. I believe that was at the beginning of the year in February. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wait, was it on a fight night? Well, I feel like that was at UFC Seattle. I don't know, man. But what do you want from me, man? I'm not a freaking dictionary. I'm not a UFC Wikipedia page. I'm just a guy. But I know what happened. I know the fight happened. I know he got his ass whooped. I don't think Andrei Pulyaev is going to whoop his ass, but I think he is capable of easily disposing of Nick Klein. I feel like Nick Klein probably has nothing for him. Truly, he tries to fight at range, and you can't do that and expect to win. Especially look good and get a dominant win. I think Andrei Pulyaev can pressure him enough and grapple him up against the cage, clinch him up enough to get himself a decision. Like, honestly, we're looking at a lot of decisions on this card. Like, this Apex card might be kind of ass, and it'll remind us why the Apex exists. Next, Kevin Vallejos, Danny Silva. Kevin Vallejos, bro. He's him, bro. He went to a decision on the Contender Series with Gene Silva. Wild. Beat the shit out of Sungwoo Choi a couple months ago as well, earlier this year. Man, he's just very good, man. He's fast. He's got crazy power, great skill. He's got a lot of talent. There's a reason why this guy is a really big name right now in the unranked area of featherweight, because he's awesome. And I really do think he's awesome. I really do think he's going to easily beat Danny Silva. I'm gonna go with the finish for Kevin Vallejos, probably in the second or third. I think Danny Silva might be durable enough to weather his storm at first, but then just like the talent and the physicality and just the overall finishing ability is just gonna be too much for Danny Silva, and Kevin Vallejos is gonna get the W. Next, Alesiu Selesky versus Neil Magny. Man, Neil Magny, dude, the freaking someone has to hold these gates type of fighter. You know what I mean? Oh man. Fuck this fight, dude. This is what I mean. Like, this is unk shit right here. Neil Magny, a string of KOs. I think he got KO'd twice last year, like back to back by Michael Morales and Prates. It's I don't know if I can really trust that going into this. Alesiu Selesky, he's still winning. He's still finishing people. He finished that one kid last year. I believe he was in the fall of last year. He finished somebody who was a prospect making his debut. And I believe he did it relatively easily as well. And I mean, he's been finished also recently, but he's had really, really good performances up until then. Like, he's not like Neil Magny. He's not letting someone impose their will on him and then just getting fucked up against the cage and just dropping face planting into the canvas like what Prates did to him. And Prates is also very good. We know this. He's a nerd, blah, 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 blah. But I'm going with Alesiu Zaleski dos Santos, man. Alesiu Zaleski. That's too much. It's too many Z's. Let's switch it up, man. Take out the Z, put an S in there. Alesiu Zaleski. That sounds better. Change your name, bro. And then the title run starts now. Nora Knoll, Carol Rosa. I'm going with Nora Knoll. She's a French prospect. She's very, very good. She has 2 finishes in the UFC. She did lose a decision against what's that girl's last name? I know her last name, Cavalcanti. What's her first name? Blah, 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 blah. Just freaking comment it down below. Comment what her first name is. I know it's Cavalcanti something. Is it Jacqueline Cavalcanti? Nicole Cavalcanti? That's not it. Nora Knoll, very good. I'm taking Nora Knoll, honestly. Carol Rosa is also very good. She's an old vet of the women's division. She's been in there for a minute, you know what I mean? Like, she's been around. But Nora Knoll is surging. She's up and coming, and I believe in her. We need some female finishers, and I believe Nora Knoll is that female finisher, or at least one of the many that are on their way up in the UFC. So I'm hyping this up. I'll go with Nora Knoll. Elvis Brenner, Esteban Ribovics. I'm going with Esteban, man. This fight should not, dude. This fight and the Kevin Vallejos fight should not be in the fucking Apex. But I mean, we need some fights in the Apex that are going to be somewhat entertaining, so we can get people to even fucking watch the shit, right? So I'm going to go with Ribovics, not because, well, I think he is better than Brenner, but also because he's been really getting fucked up recently. He had that really, really bad loss against Joel Alvarez. Joel Alvarez destroyed him. And then he had that very close decision against Orolbai, but that was a war. Him and Orolbai went to war, and by the third round, they were just slugging it out. They were so fucking gassed and just really putting a pace on each other. I feel like he's just a brawler, you know? He's just like an unranked brawler. He's going to have exciting fights, but he's not good enough to really make it to the top. That's what I think of Elvis Brenner. Whereas Ribovics, with some tweaks to his game, you know, he had a very close fight with Hack Parast earlier this year. I believe that, which is also in the Apex, ridiculous, but I believe he can get this win and hopefully get himself on a freaking pay-per-view main card opener, at least main card opener, either at the end of this year or early next year, for a ranked opponent, or at least one more fight that's going to get him like to where he's like ranked next, get him at least number 15 or something like that. That's what I'm hoping for. Next, Rebecca versus Chris Duncan. Dude, this one's tough, man. This one's tough. This is really 50-50 for me. Duncan, man, he's got good freaking finishes. He's very durable. We've seen it time and time again. You know, you can't never count this guy out of a fight, but you also can't count Rebecca out of a fight, man. And I think Rebecca's really, really fucking good. And him and Orolbai went to war as well on the October card of last year when Ilya killed Max Holloway. Oh, man, dude. This one's so hard. I think I'm going to go with Rebecca. I think his striking is better, and I think whatever grappling Chris Duncan, I think the bread and butter for Chris Duncan is his grappling, and whatever grappling he tries to impose on Rebecca can get out of. Because Orolbai was trying to do it too, and Rebecca was still able to get up and land crazy shots on Orolbai and really fuck him up. And Orolbai is very, very good himself in the unranked area of lightweight. So I'm going to go with Mateusz Rebecca on this one. Chris Duncan's good, but I don't think he's this good. Not yet. You know, I believe he's pretty young. Let me check that. Might as well just check it while we're here, since we're already on Tapology. Oh, he's not young. What the fuck? He's 32. He's also 32. Ah, then fuck it. Now I'm even going with Rebecca even more. Now they're literally in the same spot, and I definitely think Mateusz Rebecca is definitely better than Chris Duncan. So let's go Mateusz Rebecca. Come on, man. We need some more Polish power in this sport, man. You know, I feel like we're running out of it. We're running low on Polish power, so he needs to replenish some of that stock. Hyung-Sung Park versus Tatsuro Taira. Man, I don't like it because I really like Hyung-Sung Park, and I think he could be. If we took his career slower, he could really like organically work his way up to the top 5 and have some really exciting fights, get a lot of hype for himself, get a real name for himself, and really put Korean MMA on the map because Korean MMA I believe is currently on the downfall, unfortunately. We got a lot of guys losing, and the guys that are winning, they're just not. It's not that they're not exciting. They're just not. They don't really have a name, and I feel like this guy is one of the opportunities for Korean MMA to really have a new name. Man, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate like that these pullouts result in these last minute matchups with guys who are really good, who are really willing to fight, and I think Tatsuro Taira is gonna win. I think he could. I think he can get a finish. To be honest, assuming that he got his striking better. This is what I'm saying. Assuming he has better head movement and better striking than the Brandon Royval fight, I believe he should win this either a very convincing 5-round decision or do enough to do enough work to where he could possibly gas out Hyung-Sung Park and get himself in some great positions to where he could fight for a finish and believe in like the 3rd or 4th round, maybe like a rear naked, or maybe like a ground and pound TKO after working the body, working up against the cage, doing some good boxing. Because Tatsuro Taira, he does have a pretty good striking for a lot of these guys in flyweight, but I mean the Brandon Royval showed some obvious holes. And it's very unfortunate. I hope it's a good fight. I really, I hope this fight is at least entertaining. I'm picking Tatsuro Taira to win, and it sucks because that means Hyung Sung Park has to lose, but I hope it's entertaining enough to where Hyung Sung Park gets a lot of stock, gets a lot of name value, and maybe, although he's currently, I don't believe he's ranked at all, which is even crazier. Hopefully this will get him a good opponent that's winnable in the rankings. Like the way Asakura is fighting Tim Elliott, we can put something like that together for him in his next fight. So I'm going with Tatsuro Taira, but let me know what you guys think of this fight night. It's an Apex fight night. It is what it is. I mean, it's all, it's August. We got Kamzat versus DDP coming up next. That's something to really look forward to. But let me know what you guys think, man. Peace.